Hello and welcome to a girls JV PCL matchup between Archbishop Wood and your Archbishop Carroll Patriots. We have about 5 minutes left in this first quarter. Sorry for the technical difficulties getting started. As there you see for Archbishop Wood, number 21 Lauren Trotter making the three. They'll say that goes off Trotter. For Wood, the substitutions is Alexa Whittish, number 34. Number 45 is Michaela Duffy. Also on the floor, like I mentioned, number 21, Lauren Trotter. Number 3, Campbell McClowski. And I believe the other one on the floor is Darren Savage, number 11. For Carroll, there's number 2, Chloe Blackley. To Brooke Hippert, number 32. She scored the first points of this game. Number 33, Lizzie Hennessy. Number 23, Kendall Carson. And number 12, that's Michaela Henry. And the only member on the bench for this JV team is number 11, Julia Kraske. The girls' JV team here at Carroll is mostly comprised of all the members of the varsity team. Or I should say, is comprised of all the members of the varsity team. Wood only with those 3 points. As there we see a nice cut by Savage. Give her 2. And now we see a press from Wood. It's Hennessy. Brings it up. Finds Carson. Right back to Hennessy. And believe that's a foul call. There were a lot of movements from the ref. Hard to tell what he was calling. And there is number 11, Julia Kraske. She'll check in for Hippert. Got the piece. And that foul was on number 21, Lauren Trotter. That's her first. Hennessy in the corner now. Inside, beautiful dish to Henry. Give her 2. And for Carroll, they do have 5 points. It was on a foul shot that they made it, but I missed who made the shot. I believe it was Hennessy, but I'll find out at halftime from the scores table. Whittish out to Savage. She drives, kicks it to Mikulski. Now with it to Whittish. She has it, top of the key. To Duffy. Now it's Savage again. Almost stolen by Blackley. 3, McClowski, and they'll call her for a travel. Off the pump fake, try to drive in with it. Number 31, Lauren Greer checks in for Archbishop Wood. Speaking of the Wood and Carroll matchup, the varsity girls of both these teams, Wood and Carroll, will play tonight at 6, as they'll call Carson. They'll call her for stepping out of bounds. So it'll be Wood basketball. Wood for varsity comes in 7-1. Do not know the record of their JV team. Same with Carroll. I do know that the Carroll team, the JV team, does not play a ton of games. As there's Trotter, misses the 3, goes out of bounds. It'll be Carroll basketball. But that'll be a great game tonight between the 2 varsity girls teams of Wood and Carroll. But back to this one. 2 minutes and 10 left. As that ball sails out of bounds, and Wood will get possession here. Chloe Blackley guarding Whittish. Luckily, we saw her in the last varsity girls game. Because remember, this JV team is there's Whittish missing the layup. Looked to be rebounded by Savage, and she gets fouled. Sorry, that was Greer who got fouled. And she'll go to the line. The foul will be on number 2, Chloe Blackley. That's her first. Again, this Carroll JV team, part of the varsity team, gotta wonder how much depth they'll be able to give them tonight, because they'll be pretty tired after this one. Carroll might have to go to a shorter rotation. They went a little deeper on Sunday, this Carroll girls team. We saw them defeat Lansdale here at home. And there's the make by Greer. She made one of her free throws. That backcourt pass gets taken by Kloss. Sharina Kloss, I believe I'm saying that correctly. Number 1. She must have checked in during the free throw. Greer loses it. Picked up by Hennessy. She has it now. Looking down the court. Gives it to Blackley. Blackley with it inside the paint. Great fake to Carson. Back into Blackley. Great pass. Blackley finishes it well. That's her first points of the first quarter. Or I should say, of the game. And here's Kloss. Duffy gave it to Whittish. It's Greer to Duffy. Greer again with it. Sorry, that's Whittish. Kloss. Pump fake, drives in, fakes the drive, back out to Whittish. Called her name a few times on this possession. Wood might be wanting to get a look for her. Whittish inside the paint to Greer. Savage. And she gets fouled. Hard to tell. Sometimes when the players aren't facing you, hard to tell the numbers. And with 31 and 11 on the floor, hard to tell who's who. But that was Greer who got fouled. Foul was on Henry. That's her first. And she makes the first one. Savage, give her 3 in this one. Number 44, Madeline Lamb checked in. As it looks like Tess Fleming, number 24, looked to come in for Savage, who was the shooter. Carson with it now on the wing. To Krasky. Out. To Henry, now Krasky. Looking for Henry, gets tipped. Kloss has the ball. Kloss, great drive. No good on the layup, but a foul. You might have heard the varsity girls team of Wood shouting out how much time was left in this first quarter. Foul on Carson, that's her first. Got to be cautious for the JV team. They only have 6 members on it, so can't get in foul trouble. There's Kloss. She makes the first. Her first points of the game. And she's good on the second. Blackley with it. Up. She's got 2 seconds. Goes all the way. Layup. And it's good. Chloe Blackley before the buzzer went all the way down the court with about under 3 seconds left and got the layup to go. And that'll put Carroll behind by 1 as we head into the second quarter. Chloe Blackley, she led Carroll in points in that first half with 4. Michaela Henry had 2. Brooke Gippert had 2. And I believe Hennessy had 1 on the free throw shot. But again, I'm not sure on that. For Wood, Sharina Kloss had 2. Lauren Greer, she had 1 from the line. Darren Savage had 3. And Lauren Trotter, she also had 3. It's interesting to see the JV for the Carroll's girls JV. They've yet to go into the press yet on defense. At least I haven't seen them go into the zone press. We've seen it a lot in varsity. And again, I'll stress it again, they do play on the varsity team, the JV girls. And definitely coached by the same people. It'll be interesting to see when they turn to it. Because I have a feeling they will. We've seen Wood do it a few times. But they've really sat back in his zone. Haven't really seen them play too up close in a man. Hippert, she checks in for Carson. Wood substitution. Tess Fleming, number 24. She's on the court. Everybody else, I believe, stays the same. Here's Blockley, inside pass to Kraske. It's Henry, back to Blackley. She drives in, kick out to Hennessy. She drives in. Back to Hennessy from Kraske in the paint, hook shot, and it falls. Give Hennessy 2. Weird tip. Weird mix up there. I believe Klaus lost the ball. Then it was her and Greer trying to get it back. And it was stolen by Kraske. There's Greer. She gets the steal all the way into the paint. Kraske doing a good job not fouling. And give Greer 3. Here's Blockley. And here's that zone press. She brings it up to Hippert. Back to Blockley. She'll shoot the 3. No good. Rebound by Greer. She brings it up to Klaus. Hooked inside to Fleming. Step back. 3-pointer. No good. Hippert with the rebound for the moment. And Blockley's able to secure it. Chloe Blackley with those first 4 points in the first quarter. Brings it up. Guarded by Klaus closely. Hennessy with the screen. Henry back to Hennessy. She'll have her look at 3. No good. Rebounded by Fleming. Number 21, Lauren Trotter. I believe she checked in during the break. She gets it inside. Guarded by Hennessy. Inside look to Lamb, and she gets fouled. That foul's on Chloe Blackley. That's her second. Got to be careful now. And Carroll has 5 fouls in this first half. Only 2 away from the bonus is Wood. Number 22, Julia Yogis checks in for the, I believe, which is the first time. Here's Blackley with it now. To Hennessy. Looks like a zone press. Klaus with the steal. She brings it down the court. No good on the layup, but she gets it back, but they'll say she stepped out of bounds before she had it. Or they'll say she stepped out of bounds as she got it. And back to the zone press is Wood. Blackley with it now. And if you're one of these JV girls, you're really trying to prove yourself to get time in varsity. You want to get time off the bench, and that's a steal. It was McCloskey, tipped by Hennessy, and that'll go out of bounds. Wood will retain possession. It's Fleming. I should say Tess Fleming. Yogis now. That was Trotter. Fleming. Between Henry's legs. Goes out of bounds, and Carroll will retain possession. Subs for Wood, number 31. Lauren Greer checks back in. Number 11, Darren Savage with her for 3 points. Checks back in. Kendall Carson, number 23, checks back in for Carroll. As Henry gets a break. Here comes Blackley down the court with it. Guarded tightly. Looks like Wood's running his own press and then into his own trap as they're trapping Carroll along the wings. And even at the top of the key. It's Henry now. Sorry, I should say Hennessy to Bleckley. Top of the key. And they'll call a foul on the floor. That'll be on number 21, Lauren Schroeder. That's her second, I believe. And yes, it is. She was guarding Bleckley very closely. She got called for it. Great inside look from Hennessy to Hippert. Just rims out. And now it's Mikulski with it down the court. Inside, it's Lauren Trotter. Back out to Greer. She drives in, no good on the look. Carson comes up with the rebound. She fights for it. Jump ball is called. And it'll be Wood ball. Looks like Michaela Duffy, number 45, checked back in. From fake. And that'll be a travel on Lauren Greer. Number 34, Alexa Whittish checks back in. And Henry checks back in for Kraske for Carroll. Under 3 minutes here. We've had about 2 minutes of nobody scoring, but that just shows their great defense. Bleckley, what a layup. Off the top of the glass and in. Give her 6. And she leads all scorers. It's McCloskey. Now Whittish. All the way across to Greer. And it's intercepted. Carson with it. Loses it for a second. And now she'll slow it down. Give it to Bleckley to bring it up the court. In the corner, it's Hippert. Back to Carson. Hennessy. She'll drive. Kick it out to Hippert. She'll shoot the 2. No good. Savage with the rebound. She's up the court with it. McCloskey, the 3. She'll take it. And it's no good. Whittish tried to save it. Pass it to Bleckley. She's up with it. Back out to Henry. Henry, great drive. Layup. And it's good. And this little run from Carroll, the 4-0 run in the last 30 seconds, causes Wood to take a timeout. Carroll's offense was slow in the first quarter, but the 4 straight points here, they done a great job. Even though they gotten trapped a couple times, and that's forced a couple turnovers, they've been able to get in the paint and finish their layups, especially Bleckley and Henry on the last 2 possessions. And if you're Wood, that trap is working. But since you're coming out too far to grab the ball, you got to sit back. Opening up the paint is not a good idea to a girls basketball team who loves to get in there, both this JV team and the varsity team. And you've seen Carroll's defense doing a great job of not allowing the paint. They're allowing the outside shots. They don't want to allow the outside shots, but when they are, they're forcing Wood to shoot difficult shots from the arc. A lot of changes from Wood. Claw stays in. She's number 1. Number 21, Lauren Trotter checks back in, I believe. Number 44, Madeline Lamb checks back in. Number 22, Julia Yogis, who I believe took a minute to rest, then came right back in. And number 24, Tess Fleming. Carson to Hippert. Carson now with it. To Hennessy, top of the lane. To Bleckley. She has the top of the key. Hennessy now. Drives in, tried to get it up. Thought she was fouled. And Yogis came off with it. Now it's Kloss. She only has 2 points in this one. Looking for the 3. Pump fakes it, drives in. And that'll be a travel. Looked like it was going to be a foul call for a second as Kraske checks back in for Bleckley. Giving her a rest as she's played hard in this one. Great fake by Henry. Called out Hennessy's name, but made sure to pass it to Carson. Here's Henry to Hennessy, and that'll be a backcourt violation. Can't blame Henry there. She had to get rid of it, and Hennessy did a great job to try and help her. Just went over the backcourt again. Here's Fleming to Claus. Fleming now. On the wing, it's Yogus. Top of the key. Now it's Trotter. That was Fleming tipped, and Henry gets it. And now Wood definitely playing a man. And that'll be a travel on Henry. She can't believe it, but that's the call. I didn't see the 2 steps from up here, but the ref certainly did. Here's Klaus with it now. Guarded by Carson. Definitely looks like a zone here from Carroll. Under 10 seconds here in the first half. Klaus with it, top of the key. Step back, somebody's got to shoot it. And it would have counted if it went in, but Lamb no good from the arc. And as we go into halftime, Carroll leads at 15-14, and we will see you for the start of the second half. And as we have a minute left before the third quarter gets underway, some first half statistics. For Archbishop Carroll, Chloe Blackley led the way with 6 points. She also had 2 fouls. Michaela Henry had 4 points. Brooke Hippert had 2, and I did find out that she did have a foul that she committed. And Lizzie Hennessy had 2, and I also found out that the free throw that I missed was Hennessy, so she actually has 3 points. For Archbishop Wood, Cheyenne Claus, she has 2 points. Madeline Lamb, she has 2. Lauren Greiger has 3, along with Darren Savage and Lauren Trotter, who all have 3 points each. And for the second half for Wood, Michaela Duffy, she'll start. Number 34, Alexa Whittish will start. Number 21, Lauren Trotter. Number 11, Darren Savage. And number 1, Cheyenne Claus. For Carroll, it'll be Chloe Blackley, number 2. Number 12, Michaela Henry. Number 33, Lizzie Hennessy. Number 23, Kendall Carson. And number 32, Brooke Hippert. Here's Blackley. Pass to Hennessy inside. Carson will have her way from deep. No good. Hippert right there on the glass, and she'll put it back in. Give Hippert 4. And here's Claus. On the wing to Whittish. And a timeout by Wood. Only 27 seconds into the third quarter, and we already have a first timeout. But I think Wood definitely wants to go over some defensive assignments. The zone press worked well for them, but when they switched to man on defense, they really have struggled to keep Carroll out of the paint. And Brooke Hippert able to get in and get the rebound. Wood makes no changes, and neither does Carroll. Right in front of us, it'll be Alexa Whittish to inbound. Carroll would definitely love to win this one, even though it's a JV game. They would love to get momentum heading into tonight's game against Wood Varsity at 6 o'clock. It'll be right here live. Hippert, double, Henry, run it well, picked it off. Hennessy inside the paint, she'll kick it back out. Carson, fake the drive. A little mystery with Blackley as she cut in and Carson threw it out. Hennessy with it, she needs help. Looking for Blackley, she gets her. Another double at the top, Carson now with it. And a timeout by Carroll. Both teams, they struggled offensively in the first quarter. Second quarter was mostly dominated by Carroll offensively. As Wood had 9 points in the first quarter, they only had 5 in the second. Carroll, who had 4 points in the second quarter, they had 10 in the second. So you can kind of see the flip-flop there. Carroll has kept to his own, which is very good for this team. They're built for a zone. They have the athleticism to play a man if they need to. But a zone gives them a little bit more rest. Doesn't require a lot, saves a little bit more energy. Especially for a team with only 6 players. Henry needs to get it in now. Gets it to Blackley in the backcourt. Blackley brings it up to Carson. Inside, bounces off a couple players, rolls out of bounds. One ref signaled that it would be Woodwall. The other signaled it would stay with Carroll. But they'll go with Wood. Wood now has it. Claus brings it up for them. Wood's made a lot of changes, but Claus has stayed in for most of the game. Great inside look for Duffy. She misses. Too powerful in that layup. And now Blackley brings it up. Drives in. Looks like she wants it. Layup. No good. But it looked like she was about to get an and one. She'll go to the line. Foul is on Kloss. That's her first. And Blackley led Carroll with 6 points. I should say led the game with 6 points in that first half. And give her 7. We've seen Chloe Blackley play a little bit more in the varsity games now. We've seen her Sunday play big minutes as Cortland Schumacher was unable to attend the game as Blackley misses no good on the second. And now it's Duffy to Kloss. Kloss again. Savage. Corner, it's Duffy inside to Savage. Sorry, inside to Schroeder. And that was a travel, I believe. Krosky checks in for Carson. Wood wants to make substitutions too. Henry inbounds to Hennessy. Henry again. Back to Hennessy. She wants Blackley wide open with Krosky. Hipper just a little long on the pass. Both Hennessy and Hippert knew that Blackley was open on the baseline with nobody covering her side. But that trap was designed to stop the cross-court passes, and it did right there. Here's Kloss, she'll bring it up. Switches for Wood. Number 3, Campbell McCloskey checks back in. And number 31, Lauren Greer, who had 30 points in the first half, checks back in. Kloss now with it. Inside, it's Trotter. Now Kloss again. Hennessy calling out screen, gets the tip. Lost the shot, I should say. Or maybe even tipped the pass. Don't know what Kloss was doing there. It was either a pass or a shot. Either way, Hennessy gets the ball. Krosky to Blackley. Carroll wants to spread out, waste as much time as possible. Blackley drives in. It's on the floor. Blackley would have loved that to be in the act of shooting. The foul's on Kloss. That's her second. Subbed in for her is Tess Fleming. Hennessy looking to inbound it. Gets it in to Henry. Henry to Krosky. Krosky to Blackley. Blackley, top of the key. To Henry. Drives. It's Hennessy. She drives in, tries to put it up, and another foul committed by Wood. That'll be on Tess Fleming. That's her second. And Wood definitely not what you want to start the half with. Already 3 fouls. Might hear one of the varsity coaches for Wood telling Tess that it was great D, but still a foul. Hennessy makes the first. And she's good on the second. Give Hennessy 5 and give Carroll a 6-point lead. And if you're Wood, you want to score here. Not only just to cut Carroll's lead down, but and it's Tess Fleming who makes the 3. And the varsity team for Wood ecstatic over here on the sidelines, especially with her sister Alexa Fleming on the Wood team. And now Tess with it again off the steal. I was saying, Wood needed a score because I don't even think before that 3, they didn't even score since about like 2 minutes left in the second quarter. So that was a major shot. Goes off of Hennessy, and Wood will retain it. It's McCloskey. Well, lose the ball, and now she'll inbound it. Trotter, back to McCloskey. Great look inside to Greer, but it was a little too long, the shot. Blackley now with it. She's looking around the court. Hippert now on the wing. To Hennessy. Henry. Hippert loses it. Carson will check in for Hippard. Definitely looked like Hippard just getting a little tired over there. But again, they've been playing a lot in this game. There's Greer. The shot by Fleming, no good. Sorry, that shot was by Trotter. Goes out of bounds. Carroll will get the ball here. Henry to inbound. Actually, that was a foul, number 24, Tess Fleming. I believe it was like an over the back or loose ball foul. That's her third foul, so something to keep an eye on. And we're only in the third quarter. Buckley gets fouled, and that'll put Wood with 5 fouls now. 2 away from the bonus is Carroll. And that is on Fleming. She's got 4, and a sub will come in for her. It'll be Alexa Windisch, sorry. And now Buckley with it. Carroll would love to score here. Buckley drives in. And there will be a foul called on the floor. Buckley lost it. I didn't see a foul. But it's called on Wood. And now both the Wood coaches and the sideline just wondering why are all the calls going against them. That foul was on Windisch. Carson from 3. They're going to call it a 3 as Carson scores her first bucket of the game. And now Carroll right back up to that 6-point lead. Here's Greer. It's Windisch. Mikulowski. Savage to Trotter. Mikulowski again. Back to Savage. That was Trotter. 3 from Savage, no good. And another foul. It'll be a hold on Wood, which will be a 1-on-1 as it was on McCloskey. And Wood just can't believe they're down 23-17. And now the ref's saying to the Wood coach that he understands, but also that he doesn't want to hear it. Krasky now from the line, and it's good on the first. She'll get another shot here as it is 1-on-1. Carroll, you could call us in the bonus, as Wood committed 7 fouls, and they have to go through whole fourth quarter in the bonus, Carroll, due to the fact that this is the second one. And now another call, number Trotter. It was a lane violation according to from the official, and there have been some questionable calls if you're Archbishop Wood with the fouls. It's McCloskey with it. Hippert looks to check back in for Carroll. On the wing, it's Trotter. Cross court, McCloskey from 3. No good. Krasky with the rebound, and that'll be a walk. Picked it up with her right foot on the ground, walked with the left, and went right back to the right without the dribble. She'll take a rest. She definitely didn't want to travel there. But great defense on her part. Great cut and layup by Savage. Give her 5. And that is only the 5th point here in the third quarter for Wood. Now they're rejuvenated, more alive, and great press break by Carroll. Carson, the long 2. No good. Got about 50 seconds left on the clock. McCloskey brings it up. The 3 by Savage, short. McCloskey does pick the ball up though. Windisch saves it. Trotter now. I should say she saves it from McCloskey. He was about to go out of bounds. Here's Savage now. Greer. Windish. Savage again. The three. And it's good by Windish. Alexa Windish gives her three. And it's a 2-point game. And that'll be another foul on Wood. And it'll be a 1-on-1. That'll be on number 3. Sorry, that'll be on number 31, Lauren Greer. That's her first. And now the fouls are just piling up for Wood. They have 8 committed in this third quarter alone. And Carroll played the whole fourth quarter in the bonus. And they have yet to commit a foul in this third quarter yet, after committing, I believe it was 5 in the first half. Luckily, shoots and makes the first free throw, so she'll get awarded another shot. She now has 8 points on the night. Done a great job here. And give her 9. She's 4 for 4 from the line. Here's Claus. She's got 2 seconds. The deep three, and it's good! It'll count for Claus, and that was a major shot. And now, Wood just trails by 1, heading into the fourth quarter. And a game that almost went out of Wood's hands a little bit in the third quarter. They were able to cut the lead back down to 1 late in that third quarter. But if you're Wood, you got to stop fouling. I know there have been some questionable calls if you're anybody for Archbishop Wood, and definitely just in general. But you got to make sure you can't allow Carroll to get some easy baskets to the rim. Carroll had about 12 points in that third quarter. And as we get ready to start the fourth quarter, you may have saw the camera changing different angles. Tommy Anderson, who will be announcing the game with me later tonight, the 6 o'clock varsity game, will be taking over on camera for Mr. Gallagher. You see him pass by there. So here we go. For Wood, it'll be Windish to inbound to Claus. Number 31, Lauren Greer is also in. McCloskey stays in. And so does Savage. Carroll, they keep the same group out there as they ended the quarter with. Here's Savage. Guarded closely by Henry. Great inside look, but it's just no good from Greer. She fights it back. And they'll call a push on Carson. That's her first. Sorry, that'll be her second. The first foul committed for Carroll in this second half. And it'll be called the shooting foul, so it'll be Windish to shoot 2 at the line. Good on the first. Give her 4. Two for 2 from the line there. Here's Blockley now with it. She drives up the court, guarded by Claus. Now Woodish came with the double. Henry now with it. Picks up her dribble, gives it to Carson. Carson on the wing. Guarded closely by Savage. Loses into the backcourt. Hippert will go all the way back, and it'll be a backcourt violation. Kloss will get it on the inbound. Widdish on the wing. Mikulowski back to Windish. Drives in. Foul on the floor. According to the official, it was a hand check push. That's on Hippert, her second foul. Mikulowski with it off the inbound. To Klaus. Inside. It's Greer goes up with it, and it's good. And a 4-0 start to this fourth quarter from Wood. Luckily now with it, and she's driving all the way in to Carson. Beautiful pass and beautiful layup by Kendall Carson. Give her 5. Luckily was able to cut the press. Dish it out to Carson for the 2. Close the deep 3 again. We've seen her hit the other one at the end of the quarter, and there's the whistles. That'll be a foul. That'll be on Carson. That's her 3rd. She'll take a break now for as Kraske will check back in. Julia Kraske, only 1 point so far in this one. Out to Kloss. Guarded by Blackley. Kloss has 5 in the game. Drives in. Kicks it out. It's Savage. The 3, and it's good. And a 4-point lead now for Wood. Blackley now with it. Lobs it to Hennessy. She's looking for help. Trapped in the corner. And a timeout by Carroll. Great call there by the coach. How to make sure that they didn't lose the possession. But for both teams, there's plenty of time to either pull away with the lead or come back. Even if Carroll goes on a 6-0 run, there's still 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Plenty of time for Wood to gain a lead, Carroll to come back and gain a lead, and Wood to come back if Carroll gains a lead. But in about 30 minutes from now, 33 to be exact, it'll be the varsity teams for both Wood and Carroll going head-to-head in a big matchup for Archbishop Carroll, as this girls' team needs this win. If they lose, they're still in contention for a championship spot. But you really want to win today. And for Wood, they're a 7-1 team coming in. They definitely want the win in this one. And again, we'll have that call at about 6 p.m. But back to the last 5 minutes of this JV game. It'll be Carroll to inbound on the sideline. Hippert inbound. Gets it to Hennessy. Almost said Henry. Hennessy now with it. To Blackley. Henry. Inside to Kraske, who just misses the layup. Here's Greer. Windish to Kloss. She'll take the deep 3 with please. No good. Kraske with the rebound. To Blackley. She's up with it. Kloss with the steal. You can definitely see with only 6 players, Carroll getting a bit tired here in this fourth quarter. Especially with some of them playing mostly the whole game. Kloss now with it. It's Savage who kicked it to McCloss. Back to Savage, out to Kloss. Now McCloss. Now Savage, and there will be a foul. It'll be hold on number 12, Michaela Henry. That's her second. So Wood will retain possession. Carroll still has two fouls before giving Wood an opportunity at the bonus. Tipped by Kraske. McCloskey will shoot it. No good. Hippert with the rebound. Carroll wants to score on this possession. Here's Blackley with it. To Henry. Hennessy now. Top of the key. Drives in. Loses it for a second. And now McCloskey, who ran down the court. Blackley tried to tip it. And McCloskey finishes. As her team, she was running down the court before Wood even secured it, but great hustle from her. And Carroll called timeout as they definitely want to score on this offensive possession now. Out of the timeout, Carroll will have possession out here. Definitely wanting to score here. They've gotten open looks inside, so they definitely will be looking to call play here and get an easy inside look. They had one last possession to Kraske, and that'll be a hold. Foul on Wood. Looks to be on McCloskey. If so, that would be your second, and it is. As she held what looked to be Hennessy, and now should go to the line as it is 1-1, and this is a big opportunity for Carroll here. As you can come back in this one without taking time off the clock. Still got 3 minutes, so plenty of time with a 6-point deficit, and Hennessy makes the first one. She's made her free throws today. She's 4 or 5 from there. That free throw gives her 6, and this one will give her 7. Carson subs back in for Kraske. And her defense and shooting definitely a skill Carroll wants on the floor. It'll be Windish to inbound to Claus. Greer with it. And the ref calls for travel. And that was a big possession for Carroll. Now they get the ball with a chance to cut the lead to 2. Henry gets it into Blackley. Blackley back to Henry. Blackley now. Drives in, she wants it. Back out to Hippert. She's got Carson across. She does hit her. Hennessy now, inside the cutting Blackley, and a foul. Number 34, Alexa Windish, that's her second. And that'll be 2 shots, as that is now 10 fouls in the second half for Wood. I believe they only committed about 3 or 4 in that first half as Blackley makes the first. And again, I said it in the third quarter, that bonus could come back to bite Wood in the fourth. And so far it has, with Carroll shooting 3 or 4 from the line in the fourth. Meanwhile, there's a foul as Greer drove all the way down the court, got fouled. That'll be on Michaela Henry. That's her third, and now her and Carson both have 3. The ref, I believe, called it underneath, but now they'll call it 2 shots. And it will be Greer to the line. Greer, she has 5 points in this one so far. And the first one's good. Give her 6. And that one didn't even touch the net, but it went in. Blackley to Henry. Henry up with it. She's got Hippert. She hits her. Hippert to Blackley. Screen by Hennessy. Blackley needs some help. She's going to get it to Carson. Great pass. She'll shoot the 3. No good. Hippert with the rebound. About 2 minutes left in this one. Blackley with it now. To Carson. She'll shoot another 3. No good. And now it's Mikulski with it. Almost trapped. Carroll coming with a press. Kloss with it. She's going to get trapped. Mikulski guarded by Blackley. Hennessy coming over to help. Almost had the trap. Now Kloss. And this is where a shot clock would be huge in the PCL. As Wood will just take their sweet time on this possession and waste as much time as possible. And they are doing a great job with the passes, and they lose it. Henry with it now. She drives up court. To Blackley. Almost tipped. No foul call. The ref telling her. Just didn't have enough there to call it. Hennessy. Henry. Blackley. And that'll be an intentional timeout. Looked like Blackley was going to do an intentional foul, but there was a timeout called by Wood. For Carroll, Chloe Blackley so far in this one has 10 points. Sorry, make that 11. No, make it 10. Krasky has 1. Michaela Henry has 2. Carson has 5. Hippert has 4. And Lizzie Hennessy, she has 7. For Wood, Kloss has 5. McCloskey has 2. Tess Fleming has 3. Wittich has 5. Greer has 7. Madeline Lamb, she has 2. Darren Savage, she has 6. No, make it 7. And Trotter, she has 3. And we're back. McCloskey now with it. And intentional foul. Still got a minute and 11 seconds. But again, with no shot clock, a team can milk that right away with great passes. And Carroll, they didn't foul right away, which is a good call. You want to force a steal before you foul. And the last foul for Carroll was on Hennessy. That's her first. That one was on Hippert. That's her third. And this will be a 1-on-1 situation for Wood now. Henry, I should say, checks in for Krasky. Definitely for offensive purposes. Henry and Krasky probably checked in for defense. It'll be Windish who misses the free throw. Now Carroll has the ball. Carson with it. They'll call a travel. I didn't know if Carson moved from up here. But she did. Krasky checks in again for defense for Henry. As you'll probably see them go in and out here. Kloss, you don't want to foul her. And Blackley does. You had to foul someone. Didn't want it to be Kloss. And Henry will check back in here for Krasky. Kloss, no good on this one. Hippert now with it. After it looked like Savage had it but lost it. It'll be out of bounds on Carroll. Off of Carroll. Wood'll have it. weird situation. There's Wood kind of forced Hibbert out of bounds, but then Hibbert kind of ran into the ref, which made her lose the ball and have to step out of bounds. Here's the press though. Henry tips it loose and she has it. It'll be a jump ball, but it should go to Carroll here. And it will. Henry was able to pick it off, also on the floor, and now Carroll will call a timeout with under 50 seconds to go in this fourth quarter. Carroll trailing by 5, could definitely use a bucket here. Carroll varsity girls basketball team for Carroll. Coming into the gym now, as in about 20 minutes they'll take on the varsity team for Wood. Me and Tommy Anderson will have the call for you. But back to the which should be a great last 50 seconds of this one. Should be a close game to the end. Henry to Blackley, she secures it. And she'll bring it up court. Closely guarded by Cross. She loses it for a second. Hennessy drives in. Should have been looked to be a kickball, but I believe it went off the knee of Windish and then rolled out of bounds as Greer tried to get it. That is stolen by Savage on the inbound, and Carson will have to foul. That'll be her fourth. Unfortunate there. The height of Savage was able to grab the ball as soon as Carson threw the inbound, and we'll walk the court. As with 35 seconds left, Wood wants to put this one to an end. No good on the first. It's Savage, and it'll be Carroll basketball. Hard to see who it went off of, but it was somebody from Wood. Henry gets it to Hennessy, and Carroll brings it up the court. Hennessy will take it herself, now to Blackley. Blackley drives in, almost fouled. Hibbert in the corner for 3, no good. Hennessy tips it to Henry, recovered by McCloskey, and it looked like she stepped out of bounds, but no call. Couple bodies falling, and there's a third. Foul will be on Hibbert. That's her fourth. His Greer fell down there on the foul. Looked like McCloskey fell down, saving the ball. And I believe it was Windish who fell down in the backcourt, trying to run down the court. That just shows the hustle of these girls today, as it has been a back and forth game. But with 12 seconds to go, and Greer making that free throw, that should be all she wrote for this game. She makes the second. Carroll going to have it for one more offensive possession as Blackley will bring it up. Again, 10 points in this one for her. Tipped by Kloss, and that'll be it. 5 seconds left. 2, 1. And as the buzzer sounds, Archbishop wins this one 38-31. And for our executive producer, Dylan Gallagher, who also helped on camera today, as well as Tommy Anderson, I'm Billy Englert, signing off for now. And again, we'll see you in about 15 minutes, maybe a little bit more, as I'll have the varsity girls warm up. For the varsity girls of Carroll versus Archbishop Wood. I'm signing off for now. And remember, roll pads.